This year has been a very interesting one. I pray for everybody who has been experiencing this overwhelming, strange energy this year. It's been crazy. Pray for everyone grieving a lost loved one. Pray for everyone struggling with their mental health. And, I just pray that God continues to fill us with his love, his peace, his joy. And may we hold on to the things that is good for us and good to us. So, yeah. But if you recall, if you tuned in yesterday, we talked about how we don't have friends. All right, I'm going back into the garage, into the house. We talked about why we don't have friends, how no one likes us, right? We're not currently bothered by whether or not people like us. But initially you're like, wow, what's wrong with me? Why aren't people treating me the way I feel like I deserve to be treated? And that's just one part of it. People actually harboring emotions that they don't understand for themselves. And so they take it out on you in certain ways. And a lot of people have experienced that. Now, on the other end of things, her and I are loners. And being a loner or lone wolf could be the result of trauma. It could be the result of trauma. You're used to relationships. Meaning loss, meaning betrayal, meaning abandonment. And when you're used to these things, you start to become a loner. You start to just think you were always that way. I was just always a loner. That's just who I am. That's just how I am. When the truth is, it's a response to your trauma. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a loner. Sometimes when you are put in that space to be isolated, it is because it is meant for you to reflect. And sometimes reflection takes years. Sometimes it's not, I wrote in my journal today and I really reflected. And you know what? I understand life now. No, that's not how it works. Reflection can take a very long time because you have built up all these years of reasons why being a loner is the best thing for you. And so you just have to reflect on those things so you can heal from them. So that you're making a choice of being a loner from a healthy place versus a place of a response to your trauma. Anyways, let's go upstairs, shall we? Since I've started on social media in 2019, on and off for years, due to being a loner, social anxiety, which does include social media, and things of that nature. So I've spoken about it a lot. I'll touch on it a little bit today, but I do want Lexi to, share her story and her experience with struggling with social anxiety. A lot of people struggle with it. A lot of people struggle with being a loner, or they think being a loner is just who they are without recognizing that, like I said for the thousandth time, it's a response to trauma, response to you having experienced a lot of heartbreak and heartache from the people closest to you. Also, social anxiety can develop because of those things as well. So, yeah, we're going to get more into that later today. This is dummy bright. Oh, that's a little... All right. So, I don't think I told you this, but I had started my mini lock journey. Lexi did these locks. I gotta do my edges. Lord. But they're soft though. They're nice and soft. But yeah. I like how it looks. I think this is gonna look way better than the locks I had before. Because it'll fill out my face nicer. I don't have a lot of strands on my head. My hair is full, but it's not thick. I don't have a lot of strands, nor do I have thick strands. So doing the mini locks, I feel like will have my face look more full, and I want to wear it out more. It hasn't locked up yet. They're twists right now, so you'll be seeing the journey. Anywho, I just finished having a little chat with Lexi. She's actually going to, she's going to record and record her portion of this why we don't have friends, and focusing on the anxiety that gets built up from experiencing relationships that you associate with loss, betrayal, and all those other stuff. So she's going to touch base on that. And I just wanted to share a quick little story time of like the biggest or the most profound thing that happened to me. I don't know if I told this story before. I probably did. But this is the most profound thing that happened to me that created an overwhelming sense of social anxiety. And it was years ago. It was like 2018, 2017 to 2018. I didn't want to work at a job I used to work at. It was a nonprofit organization. It was toxic. I was toxic, and I didn't want to be at the job anymore. So anywho, I quit that job, and I was on unemployment. Yes, I was on unemployment or disability or something like that. I can't remember. And my father, he had a program where he could have health aides. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a good opportunity to, get to know my father more. We didn't have the best relationship growing up. I became his health aide, and in the first couple of weeks, we were really bonding, so I thought. And it felt nice. I was making him his breakfast. I was making him his dinner. I was going out and getting his medications, and we were having great conversation. He was telling me about his life, coming up from Jamaica and moving to America and then working at a hotel, and a lot of the white women liking him and stuff. He had to brag and everything like that. And, just tell me about his life. And it felt good. It felt so good because we never really had a great relationship. He wasn't very nice to me growing up. So as an adult now, I was in my late 20s. I was like 27. Yeah, about 27. I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is great. I'm getting to know my Faja and all that good stuff. And then after those 2 weeks, he started to act very different towards me. He became cold. When I would make him breakfast, he wouldn't eat it. He would have to sit there for a long time. I'm like, what's going on? Then he started to criticize me, criticize the things I was doing, how I was doing it, and started judging me harshly. I'm like, what is going on, right? We were just everything was fine. I'm not doing anything different. I'm doing all the same things. And all of a sudden, his attitude towards me changed 180. And not only did his attitude towards me change, but that he started to do things to cause me harm. I'll probably touch more on that in another video. But after everything I went through with him and him berating me, calling me names, saying that no man will ever love me, and a whole bunch of other things that he said that really, it hurt me to my core. It really, really did. And I needed that because I was still seeking validation from him. I wanted, me being his health aide to be that thing that helped us to bond versus accepting that we didn't have a good relationship. I should have just accepted that we didn't have a good relationship, but I didn't want to accept that. I wanted to believe that I could be daddy's little girl and I could have that relationship with him. I was never meant to have that. And that was tough for me. And out of that resulted in me not trusting people, not trusting myself to make the right decisions. And I really became even more of a loner. I missed a lot of friends' events. I missed a friend's wedding. I missed a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have missed if I had the confidence to be myself. My father, his actions had made me develop a strong insecurity in me being authentically me. I felt like something was wrong with me. People don't like me. People don't love me. And so it's way deeper than the last video. The last video was just more me just rah, people get on my nerves. But no, that's not all it is. It's not just that people get on my nerves or friends that don't like me because they're jealous. And that's not all it is. There's much deeper reasons as to why I'm a loner and why I don't have friends. Except for the handful that I do consider friends, which I'm very, very grateful for them. I'm also grateful for the connections I make on social media as well. And I'm in a better headspace to relay this message today as well. Yesterday, I was in an irritated mood. Today, I feel more calm, more relaxed mentally. Thank God for that. I cherish these days. I really, really, really do. But it takes days like yesterday for me to cherish the day like today when I feel calm and more mentally stable. I can also say that sometimes family does not act like family, does not treat you like family, and so you don't feel protected, you don't feel safe. around people, because the people who you should have felt safe around didn't protect you. And that's how I felt. I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel safe. I felt like the same people who were supposed to keep me safe were the ones betraying me, the ones calling me names. And yeah, I wish I was, I don't want to say I wish I was stronger, but had I had been mentally stronger and more confident, I would have been like, you fat too. I'm cuter than you. Like, I would have had comebacks instead of what's I'm looking for, internalizing all the negativity that was said or done to me. That's what I did. I internalized it all. And if I was more confident, I would have not internalized it all. But confidence, true confidence, is built over time. And I feel like if you have struggled, with family not protecting you, not keeping you safe, and family actually being the thing that causes you to have anxieties, depression, or mental illnesses and disorders, and whatnot, I want you to know that you can build confidence afterward. It's the entire journey of it all. But when you are able to overcome those types of hardships, wow, the type of strength, the type of confidence you have, no one can take those things away from you. So your house can burn down, people can steal your things, your material things, but the things that you develop within yourself, your internal being, your confidence, your character, no one can take that away from you when you decide that you want to use your pain and transform it into your power, transform it into the very being that God has intended for you to be. It takes a lot to do that. And so if you've experienced all these hardships with people, or you've experienced grief, whether you're grieving who you used to be, or you're grieving past loved ones, or you're feeling pain, that's what we all have in common. Pain, struggle. Okay, we all have that in common. And if we can all look at our pain as a stepping stone into something greater than ourselves, then I think that's what allows us to have the type of character where we have compassion for people versus taking things personally. I no longer want to take things personally. If that's why I feel like social media can really test you. You have to have tough skin to be on here. And before, I only wanted to show the best parts of myself because I didn't want people not to like me. And I feel like I'm preparing. God has prepared me to deal with the world, to deal with how harsh people can be, because not everybody has the mindset I have. Not everybody wants everyone to feel good. Everyone wants to feel loved. Some people want to hurt you because they feel hurt, and that is the truth. So you have to prepare yourself, and the universe, God, the things that happens to you can prepare you to better deal with the harshness of this world. Unfortunately, the world can be harsh, but the world can also be beautiful. When we connect with people, can be beautiful. So I just wanted to share that, because family is the first thing that brought me to a place of insecurity and lacking confidence and not feeling safe. And then after family, I tried to seek the love I feel like I didn't get from the household with men. So I tried man after man after man. I was searching for love with men. And I repeated the same cycles again. Feeling invalidated, feeling not safe in my relationships, getting cheated on or being lied on, and then also exhibiting toxic behaviors myself, honestly. So you add up all of that, you can really become a depressed individual when you just feel like, wow, why are relationships so hard for me? Why can't I just have good, healthy relationships? Because sometimes you need to focus on having a good, healthy relationship with yourself. Anyway, yeah, sometimes the focus needs to be on you having a healthy relationship with yourself. You can't seek healthy relationships elsewhere when you're not even healthy with your own self, with your own being. Who are you when you're by yourself, with yourself, without alcohol, without drugs, without food? When you're just sitting by yourself, do you like yourself? When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you like yourself? That's what the focus needs to be on. And I feel like when my experience with social anxiety, I was so focused on other people liking me, and I didn't realize that. I didn't know that that's how I felt until I got older. God showed me that. I was like, wow, that's lame. Like, that's whack. But it's the truth. It's the truth. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes we're just unaware of what we're experiencing. But anyways, that's it. That's all. I'm making this so long. Why do I keep doing that, making long videos? I'm trying so hard not to talk so much, but I talk a lot, and it does feel good to release this. Yes, talking is a result of my trauma as well, but it's healing for me, so it's a good thing. Anyways, so yeah, that's a little snippet. I'll get more into narcissism and growing up with narcissistic parents specifically. That's rough. Wow. Woo. Ooh, the strong survive. I tell you, honey, the strong survive, but the strong is tired. The strong just wants to be loved.